Hello everybody, how are you tonight? Looks like we are heading for the mountain cave at the moment. I am the Hangry Canuck, and I am filling in on some commentary. I am relatively new to this game, so I will try to fill in what I can and try not to make too many mistakes. Looks like Lavkian is already in the cave, fighting what I know was to be a droll, I believe, in the English version of the game. Meanwhile, gameboyf9 looks like he is hitting up the town with Garen's grave in it. I really think he's buying herbs, maybe, for 10 gold, because I think the torches are worth 8. Alright, looks like Game Boy F9 is now making his way for the mountain cave. Yeah, it looks like lavkian is negotiating in the dark. Alright, should be good to go now. I have chat up and everything. Game Boy is making his way towards the cave. And I do believe that is a skeleton lavkian is fighting at the moment. Meanwhile, Game Boy has just entered the cave and is taking on a droll. And looks like lavkian has used a torch to get a little more light. Looks like he's making his way back out while Game Boy is making his way in. And we have come across a magician enemy, I believe that to be. Or it could be the tougher one. Looks like he got what he's looking for, so he is going to take a death warp so he can get back to the first town without having to waste all the time of walking. Meanwhile, Game Boy is still traversing the cave in the dark. So I'm not exactly sure how far in these runners are, but I wouldn't say far since it's only 13 minutes. Looks like Game Boy is at the chest as well, with a full inventory. When he tries to open the chest, if it has what he has in his inventory, it'll allow him to put it back. So he can repeat this over and over until he gets the item that he wants. Looks like Game Boy is having a little bit of a tough time getting that name. Sorry, folks. hole. Ghost, easy enough. My microphone seems to be behind. Wiping. He's now negotiating the swamp cave. I don't know if he's going to rescue the princess or not, but I'd say she's going to be sitting in that cell for a little while longer. Meanwhile, Game Boy is having an awful time getting that curse belt. But it looks like he has it now, so... And they're both taking some encounters. Looks like the encounter rate in this game is just as high as the vanilla NES, which is what I am accustomed to. He's making his way towards Rimdalar now. What could he be looking for? Keys? If this is like the vanilla route, he's probably looking for some keys. And Game Boy is still traversing the cave. It's just taking him a little while longer than it took lavkian, so we'll see how that affects his time. And it looks like lavkian is heading towards Rimdalar, but he's taking the upper path. Meanwhile, Game Boy is about to make it to the chest, so we'll see how long it takes, and he will probably do a death warp immediately afterwards. Meanwhile, lavkian healing himself for the rest of this walk, because it is pretty dangerous at level 5, if I recall my vanilla levels. You should be like 9 or 10 down here. Putting that blaze spell to good use. Meanwhile, Game Boy is about to take his death abuse. And lavkian enters Rimdalar. Looks like he is going for keys. The keys are hidden in the back upper corner, so you do have to go around the whole town to get to them. Looks like he's robbing the shopkeeper first, with the shopkeeper just looking at him. Game Boy's doing a quick reset. So Game Boy is actually trying to use a strength seed to get a gain of 5, and he will reset until he does. So you may see him do a couple of resets in order to get the strength roll he would like. And it looks like he didn't get it this time either. Meanwhile, lavkian is stocking up on supplies. Looks like he bought some wings, or is buying some wings. And it looks like Game Boy's got what he wants, so he will actually continue on with his quest now. Using the wings to exit the town quicker, so he doesn't have to waste time walking. A very smart time save. Looks like lavkian is going to check these chests. I'm guessing it's wings. It's normally wings in the vanilla version, so. He warps back to the castle. Probably to do his save and try to manipulate the seed drop as well. After he loots the treasury. Meanwhile, Game Boy is making his way down to the Rimdalar as well, I would think. if he is following the same route as Lavkian. His mountain split was 4 minutes 10 seconds behind Lavkian. 3 minutes 10 seconds. So we'll see how that actually affects him later on. Meanwhile, Lavkian is going to get more keys here to replace the ones he's burned. Then I would think he would go pick up his stones of sunlight because he is in the area. Game Boy just enters the swamp cave and is now probably going to use bonk strats to know where the wall is. Looks like he is robbing this person's house. Man, people rob everything nowadays. And he has picked up his stones of sunlight. And looks like the old man gets back in the way. He wants some attention. He didn't want him to leave. Meanwhile, Game Boy is traversing a cave. I didn't quite see which cave he went into. Oh, swamp, of course. Should have known. So I would think he would make the same play as Lavkian, getting keys and checking chests like he can. And now Lavkian is off and running, going back up to Garringham. Wonder if he's going to enter the grave or not. Game Boy encountering a wolf. Wolves were pretty tough if I remember in vanilla. They hit pretty hard, so. But a couple of blaze spells wipes them out pretty easily. He's resting up for his trip. Meanwhile, Game Boy is still trying to make it to Rindalar. He seems to be in a bad encounter path. And Lavkian is entering the grave of Garringham. He hopefully bought some torches, so he should be able to negotiate his way fairly easily. Meanwhile, Game Boy still having a time trying to get to Rindalar. Met another wolf. Slowly running out of resources, but he does make it, folks. Looks like Lavkian is encountering a little resistance on his way down to get the harp. Silver harp, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. Game Boy is also going to rob the shopkeeper and buy some keys. Alright, now our runners are off again. Game Boy re-entering the town. He's probably going to grab this chest with the wings and warp out as well, just like Lavkian did. Lavkian, meanwhile, still traversing the grave. It's not a hard place. He is a little low level, though. I believe you'd go here around level 12 in the vanilla game, I think is what they called for. Looks like Game Boy's picking up a broadsword for his troubles. And he too is going to buy some herbs and probably some more wings. Wings. Alright, he's healing himself, because he had it looks like he's either taking a death abuse, which I would imagine, because he did pick up the heart. Or he could be doing some grinding, maybe. He was close to a level, so he probably figured to grind it out. Meanwhile, Game Boy used his wings and flapped his arms and flown back to Breckenary Castle, where he will loot the treasury, grab more keys, and more than likely grab his stones of sunlight as well. Lavkian still making his way down, encountering some resistance, but looks like it's nothing he can't take care of. Alright, Game Boy is now going to meet the old man and pick up his stones of sunlight. We'll see if the old man decides to stop him on the way out for a bit of a chat or not. And it looks like Lavkian has picked up his silver harp. Now I figure he will take a death abuse to save the long walk out of the cave. Or not. He looks like he's might be grinding on some enemies. Game Boy did not refill, but he'll probably get an in at Garringham before he enters the grave. And Lavkin's down. So Lavkian finishes the grave at 26 minutes and 40 seconds. And Game Boy F9 is just making his way now to the grave. So I believe Game Boy is behind by a little bit of a margin, but I imagine it's like any other speed race. Anything could pop up and bam, your lead is reduced to nothing. Game Boy is now purchasing some provisions to make his way through the grave. And it looks like Lavkian will be heading for the town with the flame sword and vanilla. Give me a second, folks, it'll come to me. Cantlin, I believe, is where his next stop is. Looks like Game Boy is about to head down to get his harp as well, so we'll see how much trouble that provides and whether he can make up some ground here on Lavkian. Level 7. If I recall, in the vanilla 4 English version of this game, they wanted you to be 14 going to Cantlin, so it's a little under-leveled. I think if the golem gets a good shot in, he might have a chance. Meanwhile, Game Boy is looting the chest and making his way through the grave still. You got $10 on the golem? That's not very fair to our runners. And that looked like a gold men Lavkian just ran from. Looks like he might ought to be doing some grinding here around Hawksness. Ooh, and this golem's not letting them run and just beating them down. Golem's having none of them running away. Golem's like, you're staying here, chump. I'm unsure what he is looking for. Probably just regular enemies to grind on, I would say. This looks like a good a spot as any to put a little grind in, get some levels, make yourself stronger so the golem won't one-shot you. Game Boy still making his way down to the harp. Doesn't look like he's encountering too much resistance. A couple of fights here and there, but it's nothing he can't get rid of with his good old broadsword. Looks like lavkian is using the sleep tactic to put your opponent to sleep and then swing away. And he has reached level 8. Which looks like a mediocre stat gain. I did see a 6, but I wasn't sure for what stat. I think it might have been response speed or agility. And now the enemies get tougher once you cross that bridge. But he's making his way through the woods. Oh, a metal slime. This would be great experience if he could kill it. But you only do 1 damage at a time. These things like to run. It's kinda low on magic, but hopefully the fairy's flute will keep the golem asleep long enough for him to do his business. That dark sprite looks like it might be a demon knight he's fighting now. They're pure black. Oh, and he takes a death. That's the thing about this game, folks. There's no save items. You have to go from the castle all the way to where you are without dying, or else you get sent straight back. This could be a time loss for lavkian here, depending how Game Boy plays out the rest of the grave. Because lavkian lost a lot of progress on that walk. Looks like Game Boy got his harp and death abused out. So see, folks, all that time he was behind. Or maybe he wiped in the grave. Didn't quite see what happened. But I don't see the split up for the grave, so I'm thinking he may have wiped. We'll see if he goes back. If he goes back towards the grave, nope, there's the split. So that's 6 minutes. That split shows he's behind. That wipe by lavkian wiped that right out. Game Boy is hot on his heels now, maybe 30 seconds behind, max. Just goes to prove, folks, nobody's safe in the speed run. And be sure to give Randomania a follow, as well as these fine runners who are putting on a tremendous show for you tonight. I come from the Final Fantasy group of randomizer players, actually, myself, so. But I was thinking about picking this game up sometime. Looks like boat runners are neck and neck now. Boat almost at the desert to Hawkness. Looks like they're both going to take a fight here. Nope, lavkian's just running, but that Wolf Lord doesn't want to let him go. And lavkian ducks into Hawkness. Interesting play might be to reset his step counter. I don't know how it works in this. So if you folks in chat want to help me out, you know, feel free to type in chat something if I miss something or say something wrong. I'm sure Game Boy and lavkian can help as well, because I hear there's no, they're allowed to be in chat while they're running. Since it's not randomized, I guess it doesn't really matter. Everything is in the place it's supposed to be. Yeah, Shoebinator, that's probably the version I'll use, because that is the version I do have the card for, so. Alright, they're continuing their walk. Boat coming into an encounter. Deadly encounter too. Star Wyvern on one side, and we have a Death Demon Knight on the other. But both players get away. Tremendous grace and agility. Looks like the Latvians will run into a werewolf. Those are always dangerous enemies who hit hard. Game Boy is running from the knight. He wants no peace. Ooh, we got a green dragon. Ooh, he easily gets away. And here's the golem, folks. Gonna put him to sleep. With 15 hit points, I think if he doesn't stay asleep, I think lavkian could be in trouble. He must have heard me and healed. Game Boy is now entering the golem fight as well. So now these runners are neck and neck. Looks like lavkian's swinging for somewhere around 10 to 13 damage. So, I don't quite remember what the golem has, but I don't think it was more than 100 or so. Alright, looks like boat runners are faring well so far, keeping the golem asleep and getting in their attacks. So it's a race to see who gets them first. Both players really leaning on that fairy's flute to keep this golem asleep. Ooh, the golem takes a big shot at lavkian. Barely survives by 5 hit points. Ooh, and Game Boy takes a shot too. Down to 7. Both fighters are going to heal because they could possibly get one shot. And another big blow for each. And Game Boy is running low as well, so neither of them have magic points for heals, so they gotta hope it stays asleep and does not get a shot in. Boat runners are heavily dependent on that golem staying asleep. And lavkian has done it, taken down the golem. Getting a lot of experience, which should give him 2 or 3 good levels. Meanwhile, Game Boy is still trying to finish off the golem. Looks like the golem does not want to stay asleep, folks, but, you know, that's what the flute's for. Some soothing music. Relax. Alright, lavkian has entered Cantlin. Looks like he's going up to the shop first. Selling some stuff to get some gold, probably. Or that, if I'm not, or maybe that's the is there a treasury in this where they can store their stuff? Alright, so he was just storing stuff. Perfect. Alright, lavkian is still doing some shopping. Picking up some wings. And Game Boy defeats the golem. Is now into Cantlin as well. Looks like they're robbing the shopkeeper's house, but hey, you know, it's an RPG. Everything's fair game. Looks like he's purchasing something for cheap. Could be wings, maybe? Meanwhile, Game Boy is storing his equipment. Shot. Alright, can you hear me now? Alright, sorry about that, folks. Had a little mic issue there. Seems like when I unplug my mic, I have to exit and re-enter the channel, or else, like, it just does not work anymore. So, I guess you probably missed my explanation about the Dragon Loop. So, I'm going to give it to you again. Each runner will be killing 7 dragons for levels, each time dying with the princess in order to respawn the dragon. Because as we all know, if there's a princess to be found, there's a dragon nearby. So now that you can actually hear me, if someone wouldn't mind posting in chat, what's the average finish time for these races? If nothing goes wrong. Hour and a half, eh? It's not bad. Now, is there anything, I suppose, trolly enemies could happen, I suppose? Looks like lavkian's going for his 4th dragon. Meanwhile, Game Boy is into town. Picking up something that cost a gold, maybe? Or selling something? Really need to get a Rosetta Stone. Alright, from what I can tell, that's fairy water he's picking up. Probably to get rid of these minor enemies on his trek back to the swamp cave to make it quicker. And down goes another dragon. There's only a couple left. Mama Dragon's gotta be pretty mad all her sons are dying. So what do you say we call the princess the swamp hag from now on, since she's being left in the swamp all the time? And it looks like the dragons are getting easier for our runners as they get levels. So this will quicken up fast. Oh yeah, he's doing double the damage to this dragon he was before. Still missing though. Meanwhile, lavkian is going back for his 5th. I believe this is Game Boy's 4th or 3rd. Unsure which. So chat, if you have any questions about the game, put them in there. I'll do my best to accommodate you. Through this kind of downtime there, since they're just repeating the same thing over and over. Looks like Game Boy is bringing the princess home. Maybe he's... Alright, maybe Game Boy is going back to kill another dragon. Yep, it looks like Game Boy is going to fight another dragon. Meanwhile, it looks like lavkian is stocking up on some supplies. Looks like he just unequipped all his weapons and armor. Meanwhile, Game Boy is engaged in another dragon, so there should only be a few left, folks, so hopefully gameplay will pick up shortly. Looks like some good stat gains on that level for Game Boy. I'm not sure if this works like the original, depending what name you pick. That's what stat growth you go through. Okay, so I'm being told that it does. So I imagine these runners have picked names that give them a stronger strength growth than anything else. Meanwhile, another princess left in the swamp. It's going to have to be called Princess Swamp soon. Looks like Game Boy is entering the town. He's going to talk to this shopkeeper. Looks like he's turning something in, but I can't be quite sure. So it looks like we're continuing our dragon loop here, and we'll see how it goes. Using those fairy waters to keep random encounters at bay, so as you're not wasting more time walking back. And that radiant spell just does make a difference. So I'm gonna guess the purpose of this grind is to get maybe heal more. Or maybe just levels to feel comfortable enough to finish the game. Ooh, an encounter right before the dragon. Some ghost trying to sneak his way in, get some spotlight. No, we are in the progress of it, although I do believe lavkian is pretty well done. I think this is his 7th dragon if I count it correctly. But we will see. So do they have all the same spells as they do in the vanilla version? Because it looks to me like that spell list looks a little short. And it looks like Lavkian might be bringing the princess home, or he's taking her to his cave. You might want to turn your screens off, people. This could get a little blue. Oh, he's picking up his Staff of Rain, which you get in exchange for the Silver Harp, I do believe. And quickly exiting out of the cave. Looks like he is carrying the princess with him for his journey. Is he going to hold on to her for the rest of the game, folks? Alright, so Lavkian is done his dragon loop in just under 1 hour. So now we will continue on down to Hawksness, which I can only surmise he's going to get the Edric's armor. The Edric's armor being very good, which actually provides resistance to flame breaths, as well as restores HP with every step. If he can beat the big bad Axe Knight. And it looks like Game Boy has done his dragon loop as well. So now the gameplay should pick up as he is taking the princess to his cave. And here we go, folks, to fight with the Axe Knight. Looks like the Axe Knight's trying to cast his stop spell, and he made short work of him. And he now has his Edric's armor. Now he doesn't have to worry about pesky tiles anymore. Looks like he's off, heading down towards Caitlin again. Can only surmise he's going to pick up the token. A required item for the game, I do believe. Meanwhile, Game Boy is now heading south. I would assume he will follow the same route and pick up his Edric's armor. Lavkian trying to take down a metal slime. And it's not going so well. And it runs away. Game Boy is now making his way down, hitting some encounters along the way, so kind of slowing him up a bit, but not too much. Yes, and Lavkian is heading for the token. Meeting some minor resistance, but these runners are sufficiently leveled now for this area of the game. Game Boy has entered Hawksness, and now he will fight his Axe Knight as well to pick up his Edric's armor. Lavkian taking every fight he comes across, so we can only assume he is looking for more levels. And he has his Edric's token. So with the Staff of Rain, Stones of Sunlight, and the token, he can now go get the Rainbow Bridge, which is the required item to cross over into the Dragon Lord's lair. Looks like Game Boy made short work of that Axe Knight, now has his Edric's armor. These runners are pretty well neck and neck. I would say Lavkian's got about a 2-minute advantage. Looks like he may be doing some more grinding in these mountains. Well, folks, the last couple of splits have been dead even. These runners are running neck and neck. So if someone can fill me in on what the char means, is that Charmander Castle maybe? Charlock, sorry, this isn't Pokemon, my bad. Cool. So, it looks like they want some more levels, though. I would think... Yeah, I would think 17 would be a safe level. 17 or 18. And some of these runs completed at those levels. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe 16 is the Heal More spell, which will be quite advantageous or needed in order to defeat the Dragon Lord. Looks like Game Boy has chosen to enter Cantlin again. He is taking a snooze with the princess. The dirty dog. Meanwhile, Lavkian's still grinding, so this might take a few more minutes. But this is the Dragon Warrior I remember in vanilla. Get to a town, grind for stuff. Get to the next town, grind for stuff. And I see Star of Violence has corrected me. Thank you very much. 17 is the Heal More spell. Thank you, Star. Meanwhile, Game Boy is going to make his way for his token as well. Taking fights as he goes to get his levels as well. At these levels, there shouldn't be too much of an issue for them to take out these enemies. Okay, so this is a loser's bracket match. So the winner will move on, advance to face the next challenger. So, looks like we're in a grind pattern here, so we probably have a few minutes of downtime. If there's any questions in chat. And once again, don't forget to give your runners a follow, because they deserve it. As well as give the Randomania family of channels a follow. Because they put on some great content, and then you get to listen to people like me. I'm used to commentating the Final Fantasy randomizer races, but I have played this game in the past, so I am familiar with most of the mechanics and spells of the game. Looks like the lavkian is level 16, so one more level and he should be making his way to get his rainbow bridge. Meanwhile, Game Boy is slightly behind in levels, but I'm sure he can catch up. So the enemies are getting easier as they level up, so this will go quicker. Instead of taking 3 swings to kill them, it's only taking 2. And looks like Lavkian is just doing a dance with the princess, looking for an encounter. I do believe that desert tiles have the highest encounter rate, then followed by the mountains, the forest, and the plains. If I remember my vanilla correctly. Looks like the enemies give a little more experience in this home mountain as highest star. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's good to know I can still be heard. Hopefully I'm doing enough of a job keeping you guys entertained while this grind pattern is going on. I could be selfish and plug some Final Fantasy 1 randomizers, but I won't. We'll keep this strictly on the Dragon Warrior side of things. It looks like Game Boy has reached level 16. With a tremendous stat gain. And now he'll make the grind towards 17. Not quite sure I get the Yeti's joke, but... So it's looking to me like there's a difference in experience you gain from monsters in this game. Because I think in vanilla, the Star Wyverns only give like 50 or 60 experience. Thank you, Star. That's what I figured. It looked like they were gaining a little more experience than from what I remembered. Alright, this grind should be done soon, I would imagine. Looks like we are an hour and 15 minutes in, and boat runners are now grinding their levels, so they'll be able to take on the Dragon Lord. Now the experience from monsters is increased. Is the amount needed for levels increased as well, or have they remained the same? Sweet. Thank you, Star, for answering my questions. Cool. Because I think they're looking at about 2,000 or 3,000 experience a level, I believe, isn't it? When you get to this point, 16, 17. Yeah, so with 100 a pop, you know, it might take 30, 40 fights to complete this on average. Looks like Game Boy doing a quick check. See how far away he actually is. Though lavkian is at a magic, so he will not be able to cast any more heal mores, or sleeps. So he may have to leave soon. 2 is doing a quick check to see what he needs. Looks like he unequipped the adverse armor. Looks like he is taking a death abuse. It looks like he is going to manage to get level 17 on the way to the Dragon Lord. And once again, a princess in a swamp. Poor princess. All these hunks come to rescue her and leave her in the swamp. thank you to our restreamer telling me he's going to kill the dragon again. Probably on his way down to get his stones of sunlight. Realizing he has the Edric's armor unequipped because he is taking damage, so quickly puts that back on and regains the hit points he lost. Meanwhile, it looks like Game Boy is up to the same strategy. Get yourself low so you can take death abuse if need be. Looks like lavkian is going to slay another dragon, get a 5th or 6th princess. Sure are a lot of princesses in this game. Looks like Game Boy has completed his grind as well. Is headed back to the castle. Looks like lavkian is actually finishing the swamp cave, going to the other entrance. Oh, folks, he hit level 17 on that dragon. Good experience routing by lavkian. We'll see if Game Boy implies the same strategy. lavkian quickly making his way down to the island south of Rimdalar in order to pick up his rainbow bridge. Looks like Game Boy is also going to kill the dragon one last time for good luck. And it looks like the old man gave up his stones. Game Boy takes down the dragon fairly easy and reaches level 17 in the process. So now it's looking both these runners are ready to make their way for Sherlock. Game Boy is only slightly behind at this time. I don't know if I'm giving any spoilers by saying that, but hey, what are you gonna do? Looks like lavkian's gonna make a short stop here in Rundalar. Probably to get an inn and, or not. Or maybe he is. No, looks like he's buying some supplies before he makes his trip. Herbs, torches, you know the likes. Probably needs to save all his magic points for heal mores. Can't be wasting them on radiance, so buying torches is most important. Meanwhile, Game Boy is about to pick up his stone. Alright. Oh, one step away from using the stones, he gets jumped. Wow, that's some neat graphics for a bridge. Looks like this guy, lavkian has chosen to take some fights on his way in. Probably just easy ones he knows he can beat. Meanwhile, Game Boy going for a snooze before he makes his way to Charlock Castle. So I'd say lavkian's ahead by about a minute, folks. Maybe a minute and a half. It's been a long time since I've watched a run of Dragon Warrior. It's neat. Looks like Game Boy's done his shopping. It's about to head on now. And lavkian is the first one to enter Charlock at a time of 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 17 seconds. Meanwhile, Game Boy is about to make his bridge. If he can get away from the scorpions and the wizards. Looks like a werewolf's guarding the path downstairs, but quickly dispatched. And now lavkian is making the drop in. I would say stopping to pick up Erdrick's sword along the way. Or Edric, however you want to pronounce it. Okay, so they just fight just so in case, like, if you can't run, you don't take extra damage, or... Oh, I see they have to reach 18 to face the Dragon Lord safely, so they'll get that on their way down. The Axe Knight's back for revenge. Doing a good job of it. So according to Star 17, it can be done, but requires a crit. I see. So if you were behind, that would probably be the risky strat. Now it looks like it's just a battle to the Dragon Lord, folks. Look at those. Oh, all the splits are the same. Looks like they're dead even since that first mountain cave. That one wipe by lavkian on his way to the golem allowed Game Boy to catch up. So Game Boy is just a minute and a half behind. So I guess if you get level 18, the Dragon Lord is pretty much a guaranteed kill. Also at level 17 it's only 5%. And 18 is not a free fight. Good to know. Gotta have some drama on these things. I am gonna guess that Lavkian is gonna pick up the Erdrick sword on his way. Yeah, the grind to 19 would probably set you behind, being 3 or 4,000 experience to make it. Looks like Lavkian is doing the roundabout stairs. That could be just for an encounter manipulation, maybe? I don't know if there's a way to do a step manipulation in this game, but... And I'm gonna guess Game Boy has picked up the Erdrick sword. Looks like Lavkian may have skipped that. Thank you, Star, for your knowledge. Putting the old stoneman to sleep. Gonna take him down. Looks like these runners are pretty well neck and neck. Looks like Lavkian is grinding tonight to 18 here. Makes me wonder if the grind and wasting the resources is worth maybe trying it at 17. Yeah, Star, I seem to remember NES Cardinality at one of the ADGQs had a pretty decent skip run for this. And there's the big armored knights. Yeah, I've noticed there is subtle differences. I don't know them all because I've never played the Super Famicom version, so I've only ever played the American version. Not sure if the same could be adapted into this version or not. And it looks like Lavkian is on the Dragon Lord's floor. But he didn't get the Erdrick sword, so... At least not to my knowledge. I see. Looks like the Lavkian will be the first one to engage the Dragon Lord. Okay, so Lavkian must have picked it up. I just missed it, I guess. Oh boy, this could be bad. Takes a wipe. Oh, that. Oh, and Game Boy does as well. Well, looks like it's even Steven now, folks. Unless that was a planned death. but I can't see it being. So was that a planned death, or was that just really bad circumstances on the runner's part? That's what I figured. Oh, I see, Star. That makes sense. Because it's like you're taking 2 tiles, I guess. So now these runners have to make the long trek back to Sherlock. So while we have a little bit of downtime here, don't forget to follow the Randomania stream family. Always streaming something good for your viewing pleasure. Looks like lavkian is going in the Rimdalar. One can only surmise to get his magic points to full. Or maybe buy more keys. Looks like Game Boy is doing the same thing, so maybe they need keys for the last place. Game Boy gets an in, restores his power, and he is going to make his way to Sherlock again. Restocking up on torches and herbs. While Game Boy is now ahead. Okay. Thank you, Star. You should get on the mic with me. You could be my support person. Looks like Game Boy went from being behind to now being about 30 seconds ahead. Sorry to hear that, Star. I'm just filling in because it looks like they had nobody to do it, so. But I enjoy commentating. It's fun. Game Boy is on his second trip down Sherlock. Hopefully he will fare out better this time, but that remains to be seen. Yetis are immune to the cold. I don't see a name next to that, so I don't know who is typing that in. Spirit Koei? Looks like Game Boy is heading down again. He will have to pick up the Erdrick sword. We will see if lavkian will pick that up this time. Pretty sure he didn't the first time down. Okay, Star, I will actually give you a follow after I'm done commentating here. And if I do ever have any questions about this game, I'll be sure to look you up. Looks like they kept all the experience, so lavkian is now level 18. So it looks like he is just going to try to run from everything now and get there as quick as possible. Meanwhile, Game Boy still at 17. Will have to take a few more fights beforehand, but he should be okay. And with Erdrick's armor, there's no need to waste their heal mores because they will gain HP with their steps. I'm guessing that Wizard's casting some hurt more. Oh, okay, so you're in this tournament too, Star. It's good that these tournaments are around. Gets people to know each other, and you know, good communities here. People really like to help you out. I know when I first started into Final Fantasy, there's a lot of guys to help you out. Right on, Star, right on. Looks like I had a little issue there, so I don't know if they picked up their dragon, their Erdrick swords yet. And now Game Boy is on the floor. On his way to beat up the Dragon Lord. Has level 18. Magic points look good. I guess it's all up to RNG now. Hit A to win. Looks like lavkian is up against a stone golem, not letting him get away. And Game Boy is the first to engage the Dragon Lord at 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 55 seconds. Looks like he's doing decent damage, 36 to 38 a swipe. Ooh, a good 41. Makes short work of the first form. Sorry about that, I keep having trouble with this commentary stream, but we're good now. Looks like he has defeated the first form of the Dragon Lord, as lavkian is just about to start the fight. So there might only be a 20-second difference between these runners. Dragon Lord with some vicious fire hits for 51. Dragon Lord double turning here. Game Boy is going to heal. Including some good shots to the Dragon Lord. Oh, a miss. That could be fatal. Looks like lavkian is taking on the first form. Doing well, doing well. Oh, and the Dragon Lord gets his revenge. Takes out Game Boy with a vicious slice. We'll see if lavkian fares any better on the second form. Immediately takes a major shot. That Dragon Lord is vicious today, folks. I guess we were right. It wasn't a guaranteed fight. lavkian with a good heal there. Still trying to punish the Dragon Lord, but missing doesn't help. Okay. Looks like lavkian is running low on magic points, so he'll have to defeat this Dragon Lord soon, or he won't be able to heal. Looks like he's out of heals, folks. It's just a whole day to win now. And he does it. GG lavkian. Unless they have to make the walk back. But he's got wings. So that's GG to lavkian. I'm guessing time ends when he talks to the king. And lavkian defeats the Dragon Lord at an official Randomania time of 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 12 seconds. And it looks like Game Boy may have forfeited. Well, that was an exciting race, folks. Glad I could keep you company for a little while and not screw it up too bad. Oh, it looks like we're going to get an interview with our runners.
Hey, Game Boy. Good game, man.
Hey, good game.
So what happened after you killed Axe Knight? I saw you had like a bunch of MP and you also had the Princess.
I had 5 MP, and I think I had 5 MP left. So I went to Catelyn to get my MP back because I know 5 MP was going to go with the grind.
Oh, you walked up to Catelyn to take an in. I see.
Yeah, I needed to kill that middle slime, and it didn't happen. Well, except I just played poorly. I played that last section poorly, so...
Yeah, you guys both took a wipe to the Dragon Lord the first time.
Well, I shouldn't have died to the Dragon Lord too. I screwed that battle up.
Yeah, I was surprised because I took a death to a Shinigami Knight like right before fighting the Dragon Lord, and I was like, well, that's it, because we were neck and neck at that point. And,
yeah, but then he took a death to a stone golem at the same time.
Oh man, yeah, I was like, oh man, that's game for Game Boy F9. But then I'm looking because Game Boy, I had you up on my phone the whole time, so I was kind of like peeking in, and
which
but
is
then when
allowed,
I saw,
by the way,
yeah, right, you're right, yeah, that is allowed. Let me dot down real quick. Yeah, so yeah, and I was peeking in, I saw you warp back too, and I was like, oh man, we got a real race on our hands, because I knew you were a little bit behind me in terms of experience. but I was having the worst run luck ever. I like right as you were starting your Dragon Lord fight, I had just gotten to that final floor.
Yeah, I guess that's what it was. Yeah. No, I attacked when I shouldn't have attacked. That's what it was. I should have healed better. So
I see.
yeah.
Yeah, and I played my fight really. I played my fight really conservatively because once I saw you go down, I was like, all right, all I need to do is just not screw this up. And it came down to my last attack. I had to outspeed the Dragon Lord because he was going to do his physical attack, and it was going to kill me. Because yeah, I played it a little conservatively to the point where I was like out of resources. But yeah, once I saw you on Dragon Lord, I saw the Dragon Lord healed a couple times on your fight, but I don't think it was too bad.
Yeah, I think the DL healed maybe once or twice, but then by then I knew he was out of magic because he kept casting Hurt War all the time.
Do you have your splits up still? Because I know at one point I was quite a bit ahead, but then I took a death on Golem Walk, and then we started Golem at basically the same time.
Yeah, you were ahead by about a minute, I think, because you died. But I must have tried like 40 times to get the death necklace. That's what we were doing. We were trying to get a death necklace in that chest. That's why we kept opening and opening and opening. But
yeah, you got that pretty quick. But Game Boy F9, it took him probably what 25 to 30 tries from what I see.
Yeah, I was watching him on my phone too. Yeah, I got it in under 16 tries, which is pretty good. And then I saw Game Boy just sitting there just waiting and waiting and waiting. Even after I death warped, he was still waiting to get that death necklace. So for that, and then also you got a 3 on your first seed, but you couldn't get that 2 to save your life. That was very unfortunate.
Oh, is that? Yeah, that's what it was. I knew I'd rolled like 3 1s in a row.
Yeah, I saw you reset a couple of times, and I think you were still resetting by the time I got to Remolder. So I was like, dang. I know that Golem Walk can like change this up a little bit, but it sucks when like there's not a whole lot you can do sometimes in that beginning section. Like if the game doesn't want to give you the death necklace, or if it doesn't want to give you your total of 5 on your seeds, you just have to sit there and wait.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact of the matter is, I had a chance to win, and well, I screwed it up. So you deserve to move on, and you will face the loser of Some Diener and Star of Violence.
Yeah, I guess that puts me in the top half of the results, no matter what happens now.
Yeah, that's right, and I will be doing my salty run back when it comes to the Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament coming next month.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, but we're only 5 minutes away from the next event, so we better let Nora do his thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Nora, if you want to go ahead and take us out. Thanks for hosting. Thanks everyone for all the support. Everyone for watching, and Hangry Canuck for jumping in and talking a little bit. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Hangry Canuck, for coming in on like absolutely not notice there. I mean, we really appreciate that very much.
And good game to the Game Boy F9 as well.
Good game, lavkian.
I just hope I had enough knowledge to make it seem okay.
Just read the notes. It's fine.